Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a pretty divisive game with Dragon Ball fans, at least from what I can tell. There's some people that hate it because the gameplay is not super duper deep or detailed, or a lot of people would rather just play Dragon Ball Fighters, and I get it, that game is super good. But then there are other people that are more like me, right? Who love just taking in the atmosphere, seeing the dialogue, listening to the original Dragon Ball Z orchestrated music, and of course, the cinematics. The cinematics are absolutely insane in this game. Probably the best Dragon Ball Z story recreation in terms of video games ever, because those cutscenes are so good. It's very reminiscent of the original Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 game, because one of the reasons for why I still love Budokai 1 is because those cutscenes are so cool to look at, right? And ever since then, I've always wanted those cutscenes to come back, or for them to be better in some way, and we never really quite got that with Budokai 2 or 3, Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3. It seems like the cutscenes and the story recreation actually got worse over time, right? So much more simplified. And so, yeah, and there have been other games like Burning Blast and stuff like that have tried to make cutscenes and stuff, but it was never quite the same, right? And I feel like with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, they very much deliver on that one thing that I've always wanted since Budokai 1 on the GameCube. And so I've always been following the game, seeing all the DLC expansions and all that stuff. I've always enjoyed the game. I've liked it a lot, mostly because of all of that cinematic music, cool stuff, right? Obviously, the gameplay is not fighters, right? But I still like it. And now it has been announced during a Dragon Ball themed event recently. It completely flew over my head, but I saw the announcements of the final DLC expansion for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is not even a Kakarot thing at all. It's a Trunks thing. It's supposed to be based on that history of Trunks kind of story with future Trunks and future Gohan and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. I have the trailer right here. Let's go ahead and watch it. It's 2 minutes long. I am ready. I am ready. Give it to me. Oh, already showing, yeah, like Goku dying and this alternate storyline and stuff. English dub. I'm sure there's a Japanese version for this, but yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, it's in Japanese, alright. I know it's supposed to be a sad moment, but you know, it's Dragon Ball Z. We've seen this a million times, so like it's difficult for me to like. They're doing this exactly like in the anime. Yeah. He didn't even turn Super Saiyan 2. Oh no. COVID got him. This is what you get. This is what happens when Goku doesn't wear a face mask. Yeah, and the world got fucked up. Peaceful lives for some time, but some time, as in half a year, that's nothing, man. And then the androids came in. Again, like, they're doing such a good job at, like, recreating the whole thing, man. It looks so good. Yeah, now add Vegeta on there. Yeah, so no Dragon Balls. Showing everybody gets screwed up. Yep. Get killed by the waifu. My god. And the music as well is like the original. 13 years later. After all of that. After that half a year. Yeah. Kakarot Trunks! The story about a world without Goku. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot with no Kakarot. The Warriors of Hope. Yeah! Episode 1, Episode 2. So, I haven't actually gotten any of these DLC expansions. Episode 1, okay, so that's just, whatchamacallit? Frickin' Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Alright, so it's like the 2 movies, essentially, after Dragon Ball Z. Cooking items, right? And then, alright, and then they're doing a Z thing as opposed to a Super thing. You think they would do, like, Tournament of Power stuff and all that if they're gonna go through Resurrection F and all that, or at least Zamasu stuff. Sure, it's fine. I mean, eventually they have to stop, right? I think this is a good way to end it, you know, with some super fan servicey thing that a lot of people like. And then what else? More benefits? Oh, the mercenary Tao thingy. The season pass to original episodes that are new. Yeah, so the season pass that just comes with everything, the Ultimate Edition. Yeah. Deluxe Edition. Deluxe cooking item. Dragon Ball Card Warriors? What is this? Card Blast 2 coming March. Okay. I'm assuming, okay, this is probably some Japanese exclusive arcade machine thing. Apologies if I don't know what it is and you do know what it is. Yeah, cool. That looks really fun. That legitimately, I mean, again, what I'm looking for is the cinematics, right? I'm looking for the graphical prowess, right? I'm sure that the fights are going to be relatively the same. The fights in the history of Trunks are usually not very long. I mean, again, literally the only thing that's left in the world is just these two guys, and then just Android 17 and 18, and then like Bulma's there too, I guess, but like, you know, there really isn't a lot in terms of fights. They just try and fight 17 and 18 once, and then they fail, and they try again, and then they try again. And so, you know, how much of this is it actually going to be gameplay, right? Like, how much of this is actually going to be a lot of interaction? Obviously, with Kakarot, is very open world-ish. You know, you fly around and get the little balls and do little side quests and side missions and stuff. So it is very likely that it'll be like, oh, you know, some survivor is going to need, oh, get me this fish, and so we'll get the fish and all that. There'll probably be a lot of side quests, and there'll probably be a little while where we, you know, train with Gohan and stuff before we inevitably see the stuff where he loses his arm and then dies and all that stuff. I can definitely see some Final Fantasy VII Remake kind of like padding here so that it really is worth the money, you know, that you invest on this. Because I could very easily see this be like some side thing on the base game where it's just like 2 or 3 battles and then it's just kind of done, you know? That's why I think it's really weird that they're doing this as opposed to more super stuff like the Zamasu thing, which would also feature Trunks, or Tournament of Power stuff. Like they did this whole thing where they did Battle of Gods, and the Resurrection F, and now, whoop, then going back to the Trunks thing. It just seems kind of random to me, especially for like the final thing that they're gonna do. So, yeah, but you know, I'm sure they'll do it right, especially with, you know, Trunks turning Super Saiyan and all that stuff. Okay, people just asking for Tenkaichi 4 and stuff. Dying for coronavirus, be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, it looks cool. It really does look nice. I'm looking forward to it. Now, before I go, I wanted to include something else real quick, which is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Yes, that game is still a thing, and yes, they're still putting out characters for it, believe it or not. I thought that this game was done, like, such a long time ago, but apparently there's, like, Legendary Pack 1, Legendary Pack 2. Like, wow, they're not stopping. They're adding every single character ever in this damn game. So yeah, Legendary Pack 1 and 2 launches March 18th. That's right around the corner, the first one. And then Legendary Pack 2 this fall. Details still to be announced. We got Topo here, so I guess, yeah, they're adding Tournament of Power stuff, all the super stuff. It'll launch on March 18th. Dimps announced Legendary Pack 2. Okay, so, like, who's actually gonna be in it, though? They keep saying Legendary Pack 1, Legendary Pack 2. Yeah, so the first one is gonna have Pikkon and Topo. Alright, sure, people like those guys. Topo specifically got a destruction. You see, this is probably why people like Xenoverse so much, because it has that, like, super fanservice-y kind of thing of, like, having 7 characters where they're all the same guy, but it's all, like, different forms, right? It's like, oh, regular Broly, Super Saiyan Broly, and then Super Saiyan, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, and then Legendary Super Saiyan 45% power, you know, how do you call it, preserved or whatever. Or like, oh, he held back, you know, this is a version of Broly that held back 50% of his strength, and then this is the Broly that held back 80% of his strength. And then here's Piccolo, and then Piccolo with a, you know, with a freaking nail fuse, and then Piccolo with Kami fuse, and then Piccolo with, you know, 70% suppressed energy, and like, the dumbest shit ever. But like, people love that kind of stuff, and they'll buy into it, and that's why they keep making all these fucking characters for Xenoverse. So, let's take a look at it. Legendary Pack, another 2-minute trailer. Let's see what Xenoverse has got to offer now. Oh yeah, Phew! Phew is still here. More cinematics. Yeah, so Dragon Ball Heroes, oh god, like Evil Jiren? Yeah, all of this stuff, I guess, is stuff that I've, like, missed out on for Xenoverse. I haven't played this in a long time. Yeah, I know that Ultra Instinct is in it. Is this guy still, like, the villain? Time is altered once again, I guess, yeah. I guess when it comes to time travel, they can just do anything whenever, right? They can just have anybody just exude a purple aura and just, there we go. Janemba. A million Janembas! Sure, sure. Very creative. The never-ending thirst for knowledge. Yeah. Topo. They're gonna make 1,000,000 topos as well. Okay, and this is regular Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and not Time Breaker Vegeta or anything like that. Alright, and this is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or regular Super Saiyan Blue? Yeah, sure. Thinking about friendship and anime power will defeat him. The new history. This is turning into like Marvel DC Comics stuff here, where it's like 1,000,000 alternate timelines where they can just do whatever they want. No, Goku. Oh, Future Gohan. Yeah, Super Saiyan Future Gohan. Oh, with both arms, it seems. Free update. Legendary Pack 1. Alright, but none of that. I mean, we saw Topo, but what about Pycon? Did Pycon show up? Oh, C-Reacts is like, on my way. Yeah, I think him and like 2 or 3 other people are the only people that like still do like Xenoverse videos or whatever. There's some like hardcore Dragon Ball people that like any little tiny bit of content that they get that they can make videos on, they'll do it. C-Reacts he's a cool guy though. The trailer makes me wish there was a texture pack. I would have laughed if instead of Gohan, it was Yamcha, Super Saiyan Yamcha, cut hair. Cinematics are gorgeous as ever. Yeah, that's usually the best part out of all these Dragon Ball games these days, is that the cutscenes are usually really good. Janemba exists, Gogeta. Okay, so just a bunch of, like, comments that are like, character says this, character says that. They say Pycon, but, like, was he actually in the trailer? I didn't actually... Yeah, like, they were showing everything except Pycon. There's a Japanese version of this. But yeah, the cinematics look cool. At the end of the day, the game is still gonna be the game that it is, which is not bad. I mean, if people want a Tenkaichi 4, I mean, that's essentially what this is, right? Xenoverse 2 is a Tenkaichi kind of thing. And the games aren't bad, but eventually it kind of reaches a point where it just kind of feels very samey, and some fights get so, like, stupidly tough. But, yeah, I look forward to it. I look forward to maybe at some point buying some copy of the game that's like the everything version that just has all of the DLC, because then, I already bought like some digital deluxe edition where I thought, you know, it came with all the DLC, and then they kept, well, Ultra Pack 1, Ultra Pack 2, Ultra Pack 3, Legendary Pack 2, so like, there's a whole other $60 that you're spending on just all the DLC, right? So... you're definitely not supposed to be buying into this all in one go, right? You're supposed to, like, bit by bit as it comes out, just put money on this. But yeah, it looks cool. Apparently, you know, this was all part of this Dragon Ball themed event where they were just announcing all this stuff. They have the fighter stuff and the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot stuff, and then Xenoverse. So, like, yeah, they're still, all of their Dragon Ball stuff is still coming out with new stuff, right? So if you're starved for Dragon Ball content and waiting for maybe Dragon Ball Super to come out and you don't know that the manga exists, then you can play all of this video game stuff. I definitely, you know, all of this is quality. None of this is bad, right? So, yeah, I would recommend you guys get into this if you guys like it. As will I. I'll probably end up trying this at some point. Maybe not at launch, but when it's on discount and stuff. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. A ton of Dragon Ball stuff came out recently, so, you know, give it a like. Comment whatever you want, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's looking really cool. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.